What's going on my fantasy basketball fans? Welcome to the Score Fantasy Basketball Podcast. I'm Waiver Wire Queen, and today I want to talk about some rookie players who have the potential to have really good seasons in their first year. And then I want to talk about some rookies who are not in the ideal situation, and this may hurt their stats for the upcoming fantasy basketball season. Before we get into that, y'all hit the like button so you can see more videos like this and subscribe to support the channel. And so you have an opportunity to stay ahead of your competition in fantasy basketball. So let's get right into today's topic. So let's talk about our first rookie. Let's talk about Kade Cunningham. He was drafted number 1 overall. So obviously, right there, expectations are extremely high. Okay, what I'll say about him is this is all about opportunity. One, the Detroit Pistons are in rebuild mode. He's going to start in the backcourt with Hayes. So that's a good situation. Both of these guys can learn together, and hopefully Detroit has hit on their backcourt. Cunningham is tall. He can score, shoot. That is pretty much what you're getting from him. So what I would love to see for him this season is 15, 16 points per game. I want to see 5 or 6 assists and 3 to 4 rebounds per game. And I think he'll shoot between 43, 44% from the field. Like I said, opportunity is key. This young man has the opportunity because he's playing on a team that's in rebuild mode. So he's going to have an opportunity to pretty much score the ball because they drafted him with the number 1 pick, which means they've given him the keys, the keys to the franchise, y'all. That's right. It's his team. He is the prize, and he was the prize in this past draft for Detroit, being drafted number 1. So the expectations are extremely out the roof. However, this kid's going to live up to that. And for fantasy purposes, he's a player you can draft to come off your bench as a sleeper. You don't want to reach for him because there's going to be those nights. Being a rookie, he's not going to produce. However, there's nothing wrong with having him come off your bench. If you are in a dynasty league, he's definitely a player you should check for to build your team. However, in a redraft, he's a player you look at late to come off your bench. If you draft him and if you reach and draft him in a redraft league, you will regret it. However, he definitely has the potential to help someone's team in a redraft league, meaning coming off the bench at times. If you drafting him to be one of your starters, you're going to suffer. However, he is still definitely someone you can draft in a redraft league and expect to get a decent amount of points. So I'm envisioning about 20, maybe 23, 24 points to start the fantasy basketball season in a points-based league. So if you are drafting him, just understand what the expectation is. The expectation is he's not going to come out there and do what LaMelo Ball ended up doing once he was able to get out and play some minutes. They let him play. They let him loose. Cunningham, he's starting immediately, so he has that going for him. But I happen to feel like Ball was just a better player. Even though Cunningham's a better shooter, I still feel like with Ball, different stats, he's going to be a stat stuffer. Cunningham has the potential to be that long term, but being a rookie, it's going to be growing pains. So you draft him for your bench, okay? Another rookie I'm high as hell on. Yes, Jaylen Green. Yes, Houston. I'm hating on Houston, but I think they did an excellent job by selecting Jaylen Green, who could have easily went number 1. I feel like Green is the prize in this draft. That's my opinion. He was the prize, and he should be and will be rookie of the year. So you remember how I was going crazy about LaMelo Ball last season? I was going crazy about LaMelo Ball, and I was like, he's going to be the rookie of the year, and he will be the rookie of the year. He was the prize. This is the way I feel about Jaylen Green. He's going to be in a backcourt that is going to be really good for years to come. Him and Porter, that is their backcourt. They have solidified their backcourt. We got a little preview of Green in summer league, and he showed off what he can do. He can score the ball. What you're getting from him is purely scoring, and obviously that's important. So if you're in a points-based league, Jaylen Green is a nice player to draft for your bench. Okay, not starting him, but he may end up being elevated to a starter. It just really depends on what he does. I can see him averaging 17, 18 points. You're really going to get the points. I don't think he's going to shoot a high percentage because it's going to be his first year, so he's going to be out there shooting the ball. However, he's going to score. And that is, like I said, that is what he does. He can score in several different ways. So that is going to help the Rockets, and that more importantly will help your fantasy basketball team when you can bring a player like that off your bench who is capable of getting you 25 fantasy points and maybe even more, depending on some nights where he's just gonna have a hot hand and he's going to score the ball. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the Score. Hit the like button for the Score Fantasy Basketball Podcast, because we are predicting that Jaylen Green is going to get out there and he's going to have a hell of a season. He's going to score the ball and he's going to be Rookie of the Year. Okay, I'm going to do a separate video on him because that is where we're at. Rookie of the Year, Jaylen Green. All right. And so again, you don't want to reach for any of these rookies. However, he is draftable in a redraft league, and damn it, he is definitely the player that should come off the board first in a dynasty league for the rookies. So if you are building your team in fantasy basketball in a dynasty league and you have the choice between Cunningham or Green, I would go with Green, but you know, some people want Cunningham. It is what it is. Everyone has their preference, and we're going to find out who's got it right. I think both of these kids are going to be really good, but I just honestly feel like Green is going to be better and is the superior talent. And you'll see that this season, and you'll see both of these two guys come out and play really well. But for Green, when you draft him in a redraft league, you're going to be pleased because he's going to perform on a nightly basis. He's going to score the ball, like I said. And when you can score in several different ways on offense, that is going to help. I've said between 17 and 19 points, but there may be some nights where he may drop 30. Some of those nights, like what Anthony Edwards did last season, scoring wise, you may see that from Green. However, he'll shoot a better percentage than what Anthony Edwards did last year. But when you can draft a player like that to help your team in a redraft or dynasty league, you're on your way, because like I always said, your bench is very important. It's not just all about the starters. Sometimes the starters are easy the first few rounds. You know, oh, okay, yeah, I draft LeBron. I know what he's going to do. But do you know what these guys, you have to really do your homework on your bench, because you can lose your team, your league based on drafting a poor bench, because there are going to be nights when your starters are not playing, or different things, load management, COVID protocol, rest, whatever the case may be. And then you got to rely on players who are on your bench, but you didn't take the time out to research players who will work for your team to come off the bench. Players like Cunningham will work for you. And my boy Jaylen Green, yes, that will work for you to come off your bench. I'm telling you guys, Jaylen Green, if you are just looking at the rookies, he should be the first rookie, okay? That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's talk about another nice rookie who will be really good in deep leagues, and he should help the Charlotte Hornets. James Bouknight, guard with the Charlotte Hornets. He can score in several different ways. I do expect him to take on that Malik Monk role, because Monk's gone. So Monk's going and Devontae Graham is going. So Bouknight is going to pretty much take on those two guys' role. And he's to me, he's better than both of those guys. Long term, he will be better than both of those guys. He may even end up at some point being a starter for the Charlotte Hornets, but the kid is talented. Shoot, he can dunk on you. Okay, he can dunk. So this is a player you look for later on in the draft. My only concern is the Charlotte coach going to kind of treat him like he treated Melo's situation? Really didn't, play him a lot early on. Okay, I understand sometimes that happens with rookies, but sometimes you just play players. Now, I'm not saying he should come out and start for Charlotte, but he should be playing. There's no way in hell that I'm going to watch Charlotte and see that this young man is just not playing. They drafted him in the first round. Really good pick, and he definitely should be a key player coming off that bench for them this season, and he can help you on some nights. Once you start looking at him and seeing that, hey, this guy is starting to perform, he's starting to get the minutes, you can either pick him up off waivers, because he may be a player that most people are not checking for even in the draft, and you may stash him all the way at the end of your bench. In a dynasty league, he's a player you draft. In a redraft league, he's a player that you should be monitoring on your watch list, or if you're in a deep league, like 14, 16 teams, and he's a player you would draft and stash on your bench, because in the event that he does take off, you already have him. We act, guys. We don't react. We act, so we are ahead of our competition. And once the player blows up and is playing well, we already got him. So we don't have to stress and worry about putting a claim in via the waiver wire, because we've already done our homework and we are ahead of our competition because we were acting. We didn't react to what this player did. We already acted because we already seen it coming. All right. We was able to see that, hey, this kid is starting to take off. Let's pick him up now and not wait until the end. And that's what a player like Boot Knight may do. Another player, Evan Mobley, center with the Cavs. The Cavs sometimes confuse me because you drafted Mobley, then you did a sign and trade for Lauri Markkanen. You still have Kevin Love on the roster. Okay, Larry Nance has left the building. Okay, that's good. And then you re-sign Jared Allen to a nice contract. Okay, good. So is Markkanen coming off your bench? Are you starting Mobley? Because I thought that Mobley and Allen played the same position, center. Okay, so you're going to play both of them together? All right. We'll have to see how that goes. I do think that Mobley is super talented, and he's another one of those players that's on a team that's in rebuild, so he should be out there playing. It's no way in hell the Cavs are in rebuild mode and Evan Mobley is sitting on the bench, because then you just say throw the whole team away. Throw the owner, the coach, everybody away, because they really don't know what they're doing. And we know they don't know what they're doing. But hey, Mobley, I don't feel like this is an ideal situation for him, but I do feel like he has a lot of talent, and it's all about opportunity. You're in a rebuild, so you're going to have the opportunity to play and perform well. I kind of wish this was the route that James Wiseman, or the situation that James Wiseman would have been in last season, because then you would have been able to see him truly compete for Rookie of the Year with Ball and Edwards. But he was never really in that conversation, because he was on the team that, had 16 minutes a game, maybe 20 minutes here or there, really wasn't a part of it, because that team, the Warriors, is not a rebuild. If he was in a rebuild situation, you would see something different. Don't know what's going to happen this season for him, but with Mobley, better situation in regards to he's going to be able to play more, so the opportunity to score more and showcase his talent more is there. So this is why I feel like he's definitely going to have a good season. He's another young player that is going to be in the conversation for Rookie of the Year. Let's talk about some players who are really super talented, but they're just not in a situation that I feel is ideal. And some of these teams may be good teams. Some of these teams are playoff teams. So, all right, let's talk about Jalen Johnson, guard / forward with the Atlanta Hawks. So Jalen Johnson is really talented. Yes, he can score the ball. A lot of these wings in this draft can simply score the ball, and Johnson is one of them. Problem is, he was drafted by Atlanta, who has like 8,000 players who play the same position. So what's going to happen there? He's on a team that has Kevin Huerter, Lou Williams, obviously Trae Young, Delon Wright, Bogdanovich, Cam Reddish. I mean, they got a lot of talent on that team. They have a lot of players who played the same position. So this kid is not going to have the opportunity to truly get out there and showcase his talent, kind of like what with Cam Reddish. But then you got a chance to see Cam play in the playoffs, which was good for him. And I'll be trying to get out of there if I'm Cam, because I want to play. And the same thing with Jalen Johnson. Don't be surprised if you start hearing, okay, this kid wants to play. I mean, most of these young guys, they get drafted because they also want to play, all right? Not just because, oh, I want the money. No, some of these kids want to get out there and play, and he has the type of personality that's not going to want to sit at the end of someone's bench and not play, which is why some of these talented young players, you want them to go to a team that's in rebuild mode, because at least they'll be out there and be able to showcase their talents and actually build that talent. And when you're buried on a depth chart in Atlanta, the opportunity is simply not there. But don't get me wrong, this kid is super talented. I just feel like another situation, he would probably get way more playing time. You got to realize the Hawks are a playoff team. So this may hurt his chances of getting out there and playing some meaningful minutes. And Jalen Suggs. Okay, so Jalen Suggs was drafted by Orlando. Orlando confuses me all the time. They tend to draft the same positions. Okay, so they got Cole Anthony, who had a good rookie year. Then they extended Markelle Fultz. He ended up getting hurt. And then you draft Jalen Suggs. My issue for Jalen Suggs is Orlando is just not a team that I feel confident is going to do the right things behind their players, because they keep drafting the same positions and they're not really building and cultivating the talent. The talent is there for Jalen Suggs, but I just think it's just one of those situations where they continue to draft the same players. So I'm going to assume you drafted Suggs and invested a high pick in him. He's going to be the guy to start. But Cole Anthony played his ass off last season and should be starting as well. What are they going to do? Then they made some trades and got more guards in there. So it's like you got a whole team now with guards. Before, it was a whole team of centers and forwards. It's like, get it together. Like with the Orlando Magic's rebuild, they could have really did a great job with that rebuild. I don't feel like Suggs is going to have a lot of value in a redraft league. In the dynasty league, yes, you draft this rookie and you hope he ends up being that guy. But in a redraft, I don't trust him, not because of his talent, but just because of the situation and with all of these guards. And that's why I'm staying away from him. I don't feel like this is an ideal situation for a young rookie guard for fantasy purposes. Okay, let's talk about Jonathan Kaminga. And we'll do Moses Moody. Both of these guys I have on this list. Kaminga's a forward. Moses Moody is a guard. I mean, it's kind of like the same situation with Wiseman. You got drafted to a team that's super talented. You got drafted to the team that has Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, hopefully once he returns. And then you got Wiggins. And then you got Draymond. You have a lot of talent on this team. And these young guys most likely want to play, but they're, to me, going to be in the same boat as Wiseman, where they're playing like 16 minutes here or there. Pretty much they're the future after Steph leaves, which is going to be good. In a dynasty league, I would draft them all day because these guys have the talent, but they're not going to be starting over players like Green. And then once Clay come back, they're not going to be starting over these guys. They may come off the bench, but then again, the Warriors do have other players who are probably ahead of them coming off the bench, especially with these guys being rookies. So the talent is there. Just, I don't feel like they'll have that value in a redraft league, okay? But a dynasty league, go on and draft them. And Sharif Cooper, talent is there again, like Jalen Johnson. The talent is there, but he is on a team that has so many guards with the Hawks, and it's just like, well, damn. You got Herta, Lou Williams, Wright, Bogdanovich. Also, Hunter is on the team. Cam, you can slot him in at the guard sometimes. They have too many guards. It's just like, come on now. I was honestly hoping the Bulls drafted him. His value fantasy wise wouldn't be as high because they have Lonzo, but nonetheless he will still probably see more minutes on the Bulls than on Atlanta. However, long term, he has some really good upside in a dynasty league. Redraft, I'm not checking for him, but I will tell you what, he's talented. The kid could score the ball too. He's another one of those who could really score and do some things, but he's behind Trey. Come on now. They not putting Trey on the bench for him. I mean, come on now. Trey, this is Trey's team. So Johnson and Cooper, I mean, to me, their value is really not strong for a redraft fantasy basketball league. All right, y'all. Hit the like button so you can see more videos like this, and make sure you subscribe to help the channel so we can grow together. And check out my live fantasy basketball draft this evening at 10:15 p.m. Eastern time and 9:15 p.m. Central time. I'm gonna make sure I'm up and ready to go. We're going to be live. We're doing our draft for our Wired and Plug podcast, so you can check that out. It's a 12-team league. It's a head-to-head points-based league. My rosters are a bit different. I do customize, so we start 2 guards, 2 forwards, a center, and a utility. Then we have 5 bench players, and then we also have the IR plus slot, and then the regular IR slot. So stay up with me tonight, y'all, because I need somebody to keep me up and keep me motivated so I can make sure I pick my team, pick a good team. So y'all tune in this evening, and also check out my video I released yesterday on stat stuffers. I have several players, guards who I really love, and they are stat stuffers or have the potential to be stat stuffers. And now these players are players that are outside of the top 10. So check that out and leave some comments, questions on this video, or anything regarding fantasy basketball. All right, y'all. Peace.